Hello everyone, back into our latest weekend forecast, United States of America. So, as always on a Thursday, we're going to have a look at the weather for the coming week in the United States of America and see what we're going to be doing over the next few days. So, I'll get on that for you very shortly. Just say that these videos are YouTube exclusives, so not being embedded to GavsWeatherVids.com at this stage. If you want to see the weekend forecast for America, released on a Thursday evening UK time, late Thursday evening UK time, early Thursday evening US time, you will need to subscribe to the channel, and you'll be notified then when we are releasing these videos every Thursday evening. Right then, so I thought the first thing we would do is start off having a look at tropics. So things have gone rather quieter in the tropics for the time being. This from National Hurricane Center saying tropical cyclone activity is not expected in the next 48 hours. So for the moment, the tropics and the Caribbean, the Gulf of Mexico, are pretty quiet. Now this is our temperature anomaly for the next week from the 18th of June, 26th of June across the United States. Pretty cool scene again, actually, through many of these Midwestern states. So from the north and down through the Midwest, through the breadbasket, does look pretty cool, really. Over on the eastern seaboard, it looks a little bit warmer, particularly in this northeastern corner. But not excessively so, really, except in the extreme northeast, I suppose. And the real heat looks like it remains out in the west for the time being. Precipitation anomalies for this week from the 18th to 26th of June. Overall, very dry in the west and southwest again. Of course, you expect it to be very dry there, and it looks like it is going to be a pretty dry week coming up. Where it's rather cool, it is also a little bit more unsettled as well. So, I've got some showery bursts there from the north and going down through the breadbasket, through the Midwest. And also over on the eastern side, a little bit on the showery side perhaps, although down in the southeastern corner, it does look relatively dry. Okay, so that's a summation of what we've got coming up. Let's have a look at the detail then. I'm going to start off with tomorrow, with Friday's weather first of all. Don't worry about the timestamp up here. This is a European website. This is actually for the middle of the afternoon in the United States. And this is how we're looking. So we've got a trough of low pressure in the north, quite cool up there. A hot ridge further south. And we've also got a warmish ridge sitting in the southeast of America as well. So the upper air temperatures look pretty hot actually across many parts of the states tomorrow. Very hot in the west and in the southwest. And we do see the heat extending through these other southern parts of America. Also very warm to hot in the extreme northeast. Really high upper air temperatures there. Cooler air though is digging in from Canada into the central northern states. Precipitation wise, it's very dry out in the west as you'd expect. We come through to the Midwest and we pick up some heavy showers and thunderstorms. And then we move on to the eastern side. And again, we've got further showers and thunderstorms over on this eastern side of America. Some big storms possible in some places. Temperatures tomorrow are looking like that. So again, we see, but it's pretty hot in the southwestern corner. Temperatures widely going up into the hundreds Fahrenheit through the southwestern states. Quite warm in the northwest as well, actually. Temperatures there like going into the upper 70s to low 80s Fahrenheit. And then we have this cooler area just here coming out of Canada into some of these central states before we pick up the warmth again as we push over to the east. As we push over towards the eastern side, like from the Great Lakes and going over to the east. We see temperatures widely again reaching around 86 Fahrenheit. Up in the northeast, it also looks very hot up there as well. Far northeast, seeing temperatures rising up, probably close to 90 Fahrenheit. So we go through to Saturday, and that's how we're looking on Saturday. Overall, very slack pressure patterns across many parts of the states. But we have got a trough of low pressure that's digging in from the north into those northern states. Upper air temperatures look very hot in the west and the southwest, of course, and pretty hot through many of these southern east parts of America as well. There is this cooler area just here in the north, digging southwards out of Canada. Most of the western states looking dry, but there is a little bit of showery rain across the Pacific Northwest, but much of that will be light and patchy. Otherwise, most of these western states are going to be dry, sunny, and also really, really hot, of course. We go through the Midwest into the east, and again, we pick up those heavy showers and thunderstorms through there. The surface temperature is looking like that on Saturday, so we're going to be seeing again temperatures into the hundreds Fahrenheit across many of these southern and southwestern states. Cooler up in the north. In the northwest, we see temperatures there sort of pegged back between around 60 to 70 Fahrenheit. And then as we come through the central part of America and over to the east, so we pick up the warmth again. Again, temperatures widely across many eastern, northeastern states in the upper 80s to low 90s Fahrenheit. Sunday, and by Sunday we're beginning to see an area of low pressure developing to the north and starting to move southwards to northern parts of America. At the same time, slack gradients keep it really hot in the southwestern corner. Many of the eastern states are looking pretty warm too. Upper air temperatures, again, very hot in the southwestern part of the states, and becoming warmer again in the northwest as well. Same time, cooler air out of Canada is beginning to push southwards into some of those far northern states. The southern states look pretty hot, and again, the eastern part of America looks quite hot on Sunday as well. It's got heavy showers and thunderstorms across many of these eastern and northeastern parts of America on Sunday. Some big showers, thunderstorms, maybe some longer spells of rain up towards the Canadian border. At the same time, most of these southern and western states will be dry, sunny, and also baking hot. Look at the temperatures down in the south. So from Texas over to California, we see temperatures again widely going into the hundreds Fahrenheit, so upper 90s to low 100s Fahrenheit. Of course, you expect it for southern America in the middle of June, the second half of June, but really hot down in some part of the states. Cooler further north, as we go further north up towards those northern states. Yes, we see temperatures there between around 65 to 70 Fahrenheit. And then we push over onto the eastern side of America, and again we see temperatures widely going into the sort of upper 70s to low 80s Fahrenheit through there. Go through to Monday, and again we've got this swathe of slightly cooler and more unsettled weather up in the northwest. The far east though looks pretty hot, where we're drawing up southerly winds from the Gulf of Mexico on this eastern coast, and out in the northwest and in the west it just generally looks pretty warm, and you would have thought relatively dry too. Our rare temperatures show that the heat is pushing northwards in towards some of those northwestern states where it tends to be cooler. We tend to be bringing the air in off the Pacific Ocean there, but by Monday pretty hot in the northwest. Also quite warm to hot in these eastern states, but we have got this cooler area just here again around northern parts of America, going over towards the Great Lakes perhaps. And of course, we've got heavy thunderstorms where it's cooler. There's a trough of low pressure, so big thunderstorms, maybe longer spells of rain across these northern states around the Great Lakes and going up towards the Canadian border. The eastern states, like the eastern seaboard, looks relatively dry, although some heavy showers and thunderstorms breaking out along the Gulf Coast. And then, of course, back into western part of America, again, it's going to be another mostly dry, sunny, and really hot day. Heat building in the southwest, temperatures again going into the 100s Fahrenheit. I think going to be somewhere around 100 to 105 Fahrenheit in those southwestern states, maybe more than that. Going further north, though, the surface temperatures are becoming a little bit cooler in this northern part of America. We see temperatures there dropping down into like upper 60s to low 70s Fahrenheit, but we push over towards the eastern side of America. It does actually look hotter again there, with temperatures widely into the 90s Fahrenheit up the east coast. Also pretty warm in the northwest as well. As I say, you'd typically expect that to be quite a coolish sort of area, but I think we're going to be seeing temperatures into the 80s Fahrenheit in the northwest early next week. Let's carry on, and we move through to Tuesday. Tuesday starts to see this trough of low pressure digging into more of these northern parts of America. At the same time, though, still looks pretty hot out in the west once again. Heat surging through the west, very intense in the southwestern corner, and also some of that hot air is pushing up into the northwest, but at the same time cooler air coming out of Canada, digging into some of these midwestern states, starting to turn quite significantly cooler with the upper air temperatures through the midwest and over towards the Great Lakes. But in the far east, up the east coast, looks pretty hot there, and still hot across those southern states. Mostly dry across western parts of America, dry, sunny, and really hot through the central and western states. We go over towards the east, kind of like the east of the Midwest, and then push on to the east coast, and we pick up this band of torrential rain and thunderstorms, which will be pushing eastwards. And as that pushes eastward, of course, that starts to allow that cooler air to dig in behind it from the north. So it's going to be a very active cold front that's sweeping eastwards into the eastern part of America, and cooler air is digging in behind it from Canada. So it's still pretty hot going up the eastern seaboard. Temperatures again around 86 to 90 Fahrenheit up there. Very hot in the west of the southwest, of course. But through the central and northern states, cooler air is digging in behind that cold front. We see temperatures tumbling down into the mid to low 70s Fahrenheit. Probably cooler than that as we push up towards the border with Canada. On Wednesday, we're looking like this. So again, the trough of low pressure is in the north and also pushing over towards the eastern side as well. Out in west of the southwest, slack gradients keeping things pretty hot through there. And winds are kind of like coming in from a northerly direction now around this ridge in the Pacific into the far northwestern coast of America. But it's still hot on the western side. Upper air temperatures still looking really hot through this western side. We go over through the Midwest, though, and towards the east, it does get quite a bit cooler through there with this trough of low pressure to the north of America and back in towards Canada. The far eastern coast does look pretty hot through there. We've got heavy showers and thunderstorms stretched out from like the Gulf Coast and going up towards the eastern seaboard. Heavy showers and thunderstorms along that cold front, still pushing eastwards, and then cooler, showery air coming out of Canada in towards the far north around the Great Lakes and that sort of area. And some showers possible through the Midwest too, but as we get further out into west, of course, there it remains dry and hot. So the eastern seaboard is still hanging on to those warm temperatures, again into the low to mid 80s Fahrenheit there. Otherwise, we pull back through these eastern and northern states. We see temperatures down into 70s Fahrenheit, so cooler and fresher air coming out of Canada into this northern and eastern part of America, except on the eastern seaboard. Out to the west, it's very hot again, temperatures 90s to 100s Fahrenheit through many of those states just there. That's Thursday, and again, we've got the cooler air up in the northeast on Thursday. Looks like it's generating a little bit of an area of low pressure just here through those midwestern states as well. Looks very hot in the west and the southwest once more. Heat wave conditions continue going further eastwards, though. We also see temperatures beginning to start picking up, I think, actually, as we get through towards the second half of next week in some of these northern states. We are beginning to lose those cooler upper air temperatures. Starting to lose some of the thunderstorms as well. Still some left on the eastern seaboard, some of them quite heavy and thundery. Further out towards the Midwest, we see that there the showers are beginning to lose their intensity. Some heavy showers and thunderstorms up towards the Canadian border in the far north of America, but most central and western states are looking at mainly dry and hot. Surface temperatures looking like that. So heat begin to push northwards, actually, out of those southern states and begin to move northwards through the west of the Midwest. Temperatures widely going into the 90s Fahrenheit there. Going further eastwards, it is beginning to warm up in these northeastern states too. So temperatures are beginning to lift back up, probably back to where you'd expect, really, into the upper 70s to low 80s Fahrenheit. It never really cools down on the eastern seaboard. Then I'll just run you through a few days beyond that. So this is Friday. Again, many parts of the states looking quite hot on Friday, especially in these western and southern and also east states. A little bit cooler and more showery again up in those far northern states. That Saturday, trough of low pressure then is developing somewhere close to the Great Lakes. That will again be pulling in another sort of cool northerly wind out of Canada around that area of low pressure. So cooler air beginning to dig in around that low pressure, around that trough into the far north. But many of these eastern states still looking hot. We're still maintaining those southerly, southeasterly winds across the eastern states. Of course, in the west, still looks pretty hot too. And then we go through to Sunday, 28th of June, day 10. And again, the north to northeast is looking cool and unsettled with this trough of low pressure being showers or longer spells of rain, probably thunderstorms as well. Eastern states looking pretty hot and mainly dry, I would have thought. And then out in the west, also looking pretty hot through there. Let's have a look at the upper air temperatures for day 10. So that went wrong. Let's do that again. Have a look at the upper air temperatures for day 10. There we are. So again, another push of cooler air in these midwestern states with the breadbasket. Again, another push of cooler air out of Canada with that trough of low pressure. To the east of that, it remains pretty hot going up this eastern coast, probably heatwave conditions for the eastern seaboard. And again, very hot down in the southwest and through these southern states. Looks like it's starting to turn a bit cooler up in the northwest as the air is beginning to move in off the Pacific Ocean by day 10. That's how precipitation looks. A lot of dry weather, but there is a band of heavy rain and thunderstorms through the Midwest that's, associated with that trough of low pressure. But otherwise, a lot of dry weather except until we reach showers on the eastern seaboard. And then finally, precipitation-wise, that went wrong. So these are nighttime temperatures, of course, or first thing in the morning. Looking pleasantly cool, actually, across the northern states. Pretty hot across southern and east states. Whether these are going to be first thing in the morning on certainly the 28th of June. So pretty warm in the east, humid, hot there. Cooler, pleasantly cool across these northern and midwestern states, and then we pick up heat as we go back further westwards until we get to the northwest, where it is a little bit cooler. Okay, that's it for your weekend forecast, United States of America for this week. If you enjoyed the video, please give us a like. Let us know in the comments what you think to this forecast, and don't forget to subscribe to the channel, and we'll have another weekend forecast, United States of America, when we get through next Thursday. That's all for now, though, and thanks for watching.